Last night on my radio broadcast, we had somebody, and I can't remember, so don't quote me, because we had a very good interview with Eric Lovely, and he happened to stimulate a lot of thought that normally many of us would never think about on a daily basis. But last night, we had somebody send me a news article stating, now, don't get me wrong, it don't have a hissy fit if I don't get the exact state. When I get home, I'll post the actual article below this video right here. But they had a bunch of, I think it was either high school or junior high girls that was forced to go to a lesbian awareness class. Now, if you think that that's something, listen to this. Not only was they forced to go to this lesbian awareness class so that they can understand the nature of lesbians, but they forced the girls to kiss each other in public school at the end of this class. And the proof is going to be when I put this article down below. Now, many of you may be sitting out there literally appalled, half to death, wondering what in the world's going on, and I'm sure that many of you will be inflamed, incited, and enraged at the information that I just presented to you, but I assure you that it's actual and factual. Why is there not an outcry from our federal government against this type of behavior that's going on today? Why is there not an outcry for it? Well, I'm going to tell you the reason why. And I'm getting ready to open up class for the University of the Painful Truth and try to tell you people something that I've been trying to tell you for years anyway. I've been trying to tell you, I can't tell you for how long. I've been trying to tell you people what's going on, but maybe, just maybe, this would stimulate thought. When you went out and you got or you obtained, and let me say this, I am so glad that my wife and I chose to homeschool our children. Well, now they're grown. But I am glad I made that decision to do that and to keep the government and everybody else out of my business. Now let's go back to the reality of this video. When you made or when you went to obtain a marriage license, if I said this once, I said it 1,000 times, that you just formed a corporation. You are already in a corporation when you went to the hospital and obtained a birth certificate. But you just formed a corporation. And when you went and volunteered without any duress to get a marriage license simply because you thought that it was the right thing to do, because that's the way that everybody always done it. Nobody told you. You were totally ignorant. But wait a minute. Why come you didn't go do your due diligence? See, nowadays we can't say ain't nobody telling us. Why come you didn't go check it out before you enter into any agreement with anybody, before you sign your name on any dotted line? Why didn't you do that? Well, anyway, what they didn't disclose to you was the terms of that contract. Meaning all the fruit that comes from that contract, that contractual agreement. It belongs to the state. So that means when you, husband and wife, y'all got married, you're a corporation, and then you actually merged in with a corporation, the United States of America, or the state of Tennessee, or the state of South Carolina, or the state of Washington, whatever state you come from. All right? You entered into a contractual agreement. And it makes no difference whether you understood it or not, because remember, ignorance of the law is no excuse. I wanted to kind of wait till I got home to actually read this article in depth, but I figured I just couldn't hold it any longer. So, anytime that you go out and get a marriage license, or if you obtain one, and you do it willfully, with your consent, your children actually belong to the state, and not you. So when you see your children going to lesbian classes, when you see your children in these public schools are being forced vaccinated, when you see something happening to your children in these public schools without your consent, without your awareness, or without your knowledge, and you're not even required to know, See, you are operating in a mindset of an alternate consciousness. See, you're thinking the human way, what is lawful and righteous, and just the way that you should function in your heart. What you don't understand is you live in a world, you live in a matrix, where the whole entire system functions totally different than you do, including the people who are out there on the police beat. Police officers, they have no idea included they're working inside of a matrix full of people. They don't even know the law. Including the people out here who always harp about the Constitution of the United States of America. They don't know that there are two different types of constitutions that we're all subject to and fighting for and living under. There's a difference between the Constitution for the United States of America and the Constitution of the United States of America, which we are actually functioning under and people are most deceived by today. You need to know the difference. And many of you don't know the difference, and many of you don't care until your children gets into the hands of these people. And your children are now in public school learning how to become homosexuals and learning how to become lesbians. That's what they're doing. And you have no say-so in the matter. And if you try to do or say something in the matter, you can do whatever you want to do, sue whatever. It ain't going to work because the system is already stacked against you. And that's what I'm trying to get you to see. That's why I advocate homeschooling. Just another reason why I advocate homeschooling. And you're not going to tell me. I understand that many of us are entrenched in the system and we've got to come out. But you ain't going to sit up and tell me when you had the opportunity to come out and actually do it, and your home is functioning right, and you had a chance to do things the right way, and you didn't do it the right way. You're not going to sit up and tell me with the type of information and the type of shift, the paradigm shift that is going on today in our country. You're not going to tell me that a father or a mother really truly loves their children when they actually send them into these type of hostile environments, to where your children will get their mind altered and shaped from your parental values, if you have any left whatsoever at all. Now you know the underlying reason and motive to why the people of this world are seriously after your children, because they don't want you, who they consider to be the terrorists, to actually have any influence. So they have 12 years of public food to actually change your children. And you think about some of the children that your children are ultimately going to be influenced by, because they're going to be with them 6 hours a day. And most of you are too busy to do anything with your children, even to play with them out in the yard a few hours and stuff. So you allow the TV to babysit them or some video game. And then you wonder why when they grow up their distance and stuff. Hey, there's neither here nor say. There's not a manual on how to be a perfect parent. But when you get answers and solutions provided to you, I think you should actually use the mind that you say that at many times you're offended because you didn't know. Now the information is available to you. Now what you going to do about it since the ball is in your court? You just had another session of the University of Painful Truth. And the only way you're going to change these things is you have to start making changes yourself. Because the majority of people who love their chains, and don't get me wrong, slaves love their chains. They're in the system. They're entrenched in the system. They love the system. And they're going to do everything they can to stay into this system. And they're going to fight to keep this system alive. Hook, line, and sinker, tooth and nail. You better believe it. And if you go and try to tell any of your so-called loved ones what you're doing, they're going to pick up the phone, call Department of Human Services on you, because they think that you're a crackpot in the coop. Because their mind and their conscious functions after the way that the powers that be have shaped this world and this system in order for you to process thought and to think. And to think that some of you think that you're actually thinking, even including the thoughts that enter into your mind, it comes from your own volition. No, you're out of your mind. That's what you is. You're definitely out of your mind. 99.9% of Americans don't even know how to think. They've never even done it before. And it will be a total revelation if they ever did. It probably scare them after death, and they probably want to just go crawl back in a hole again. Anyway, have a good day.